Welcome to Thoroughbred Action from Gulfstream Park. I'm your host, Ron Nicoletti. It is a beautiful Sunday afternoon, nice and breezy, blue skies. We're going to show you our 9-race card. We're going to start with the track and weather conditions. The main track fast, the turf course is firm. The first race, 1 mile and 1/8 on the turf. These are maiden claimers, fillies, 3-year-olds. The off-time favorite at 6-5 is the number 8, Kanitra.
And they're off and underway for a Sunday from Gulfstream. Kanitra darts right out to take over the early lead. Eddie O'Schiller is moving wide into that second spot. Silver Dial backs off in behind the two favorites in a third. High Heeled comes out of the fourth spot in front of Proud Lady, who's racing in fifth with Berwick to her inside. The two trailers, Octacato and Alex Tempest, as they're past the opening quarter, just 25-1. And it's Kanitra, who is just strolling along up top. Eddie O'Schiller to her outside there in second, just a length off the lead. Silver Dial is racing 3 wide from a third with High Heeled riding the rail in fourth. Proud Lady in tight traffic fifth. Octacato is up on the outside of sixth. Berwick now seventh with Alex Tempest back as the trailer. As they traveled up the backstretch, the fillies were past the half and 50-4. Kanitra remains under steady pressure from Eddie O'Schiller. Silver Dial is edging closer up on the outside of third. High Heeled is still hanging in from fourth. Proud Lady in between horses in that fifth spot. Octacato remains sixth as Berwick begins to labor in seventh, and it's 3 further back to Alex Tempest, who has trailed throughout. They move out of the far turn. Kanitra here but 6-5 continues to do battle with Eddie O'Schiller, the 9-5 second choice of the two favorites on even terms as they approach the top of the stretch. High Heeled rides the rail to that third spot. Proud Lady splits horses into a fourth. Octacato is way out wide. They turn 4 home at the opener. Kanitra still maintaining a short lead from Eddie O'Schiller. High Heeled is ridden out at the inside third. Octacato fourth, deep stretch now. It's Kanitra who's looking to take them all the way, and Kanitra kicks clear. Kanitra will take the Sunday opener. High Heeled was up for a second over Eddie O'Schiller. Octacato finished fourth. Proud Lady was fifth.
Number 8, Kanitra, gets away with a 50.4 half mile and goes wire to wire to win it for Germania Farm, trained by Ralph Nix and ridden to victory today by Nick Juarez. Second race, 1 mile claiming event, 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races. The claiming level $6,250.
They're at the post. And they're off. And some traffic trouble there in the sitter. Gym 2 was out very cleanly dead at the inside to come out for the early lead. Caribbean Spirit also avoided the early trouble. And from the outside, that is Great Harbor K. Great Harbor K now moves out up to take over the lead. From Caribbean Spirit, who has reined in there in a second. 2 clear of Gym 2. It's another 2.5 length break to Strike 'em Dead, who was out fourth past the quarter in 23-2. Midway up the backstretch, Wigaytone is next in line from fifth. Giannito is inside in sixth, and it's far back to the trailer, Popcorn Kitten. Strung outfield up the backstretch, and it's the long shot leader, Great Harbor K, who takes the field out of the far turn. Caribbean Spirit is just 2 lengths off the lead in a second. Gym 2 now begins to cut into the lead from a third. Gaffaleone has him on the move. Past the half and 46-1. Giannito comes under urging down that fourth spot. Wigaytone is up on the outside fifth. Now just 3 lengths off the lead. Gym 2 takes over the lead around the turn, and Gym 2 is opened it up to a 2-length lead. Giannito threads through into the second spot. Wigaytone is up on the outside of fourth. Caribbean Spirit is there as they reach 3/4, 112-1, and it's Gym 2 who has a short lead. Moving to the outside, Giannito is trying to wear him down. These two battle into the final furlong. Gym 2 is at the inside. Giannito trying to wedge clear. It's Giannito who's up at the outside, and Giannito will win it from Gym 2. Wigaytone held third from a Popcorn Kitten. Caribbean Spirit rounds out the super high 5.
Number 3, Giannino closes and scores in race number 2, pays $11.60, owned by Joe Balsamo, trained by Leo Espera Jr., and ridden to victory today by Jeffrey Sanchez. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have race number 3. Welcome back. Our third race of the afternoon, 1 mile and 1/16. These are maiden claimers. A 3-year-old scratched the 1, Conrad, the 7, Traffic Express, and the number 10, Quality Counts.
They're at the post. And they're off. Palm d'Or is flashing at early speed out in the center, and Palm d'Or, within a matter of strides, will quickly cross over for the lead here with Tyler Gaffaliot as they race towards that opening turn. Lefty Cubbing moves on through rivals to be a second. The outside, Swing Hard as they barrel in that opening turn. Swing Hard advancing up on the outside to take on Palm d'Or. With Move Forward moving through there in third. Sir Magoo is fourth. The opening quarter was 23-2. Lefty Cubbing is in between horses, and Giant Inca is also putting in a run to the outside. Ransack, the favorite, sitting just 4 lengths off the lead. And Sir Magoo actually now back as the trailer as they move up the back stretch. Palm d'Or maintaining a neck advantage with Swing Hard to his outside in second. Move Forward in behind the top pair from a third with Giant Inca racing to his outside in fourth. They're past a half and 47-2. Ransack, the favorite, on the move with the Sir Magoo moving with him in the 4-wide spot. That is Lefty Cubbing there at the inside. Around that far turn, they approach the quarter pole, and Ransack is up to take on Palm d'Or with Swing Hard. Still badly got in between horses. Sir Magoo to the outside in a fourth. Giant Inca drives up at heavy traffic. They hit the top of the stretch here. Ransack trying to tackle Palm d'Or, and it's Ransack who takes over with a short lead. Palm d'Or trying to battle back down at the inside with the Move Forward. Swinging to the center in a third. Deep stretch, Ransack and Palm d'Or. They continue to do battle. Ransack now edges clear, and deep stretch. Ransack will win it. Palm d'Or finished in a second. Move Forward was a third. Giant Inca finished fourth. Swing Hard a fifth.
Number 3, Ransack, a very game winner, holds on and pays $4.60. Owned by Ken and Sarah Ramsey, trained by Todd Pletcher, and ridden to victory today by Edgar Zayas. The fourth race, 7.5 furlongs on the turf. It's a starter optional claimer for fillies, 3-year-olds. Scratch the main track only. Number 9, Natalie LaRose.
And they're off. It was a nice start. Melody Croon came out quickly down at the inside, moving up in the sitter. That's First Illusion. And First Illusion looking to sweep on up and take over the lead into that opening turn. Melody Croon is there from a second. In between horses, Smart Romance racing 3 wide at the turn. That is Reimburse, and Reimburse moving up now quickly to challenge for control. So Reimburse up to engage First Illusion. They are 1-2 as they straighten up the back stretch. Past the quarter, 23-1. Smart Romance is a third. Melody Croon is in between horses of fourth, Raised to be a Warrior to her outside. Poison Art next in line sixth. The Tizjet is seventh. The Treader just before is a 7 lengths off the lead as they race towards that far turn. First Illusion still on top. Reimburse just off the pacemaker there in second. They're past the half and 46-4. Raised to be a Warrior is there in third, just 2 lengths off the lead. Tizjet rides the rail to the fourth spot with Smart Romance to her outside. Melody Croon is 3 wide as they approach the top of the stretch. First Illusion and Reimburse, they continue to do battle here. First Illusion's dead at the inside. Reimburse trying to wear it out of the sitter. Raised to be a Warrior is up into the third spot just before Splits Horses late. Final furlong. First Illusion trying to fend off Reimburse. It's First Illusion who's still there. Inside late, Tizjet, a wild finish here. First Illusion digs down to win it. A tight 3-way photo for place. His jet was at the inside. Reimburse in between horses. Far outside, that's just before.
Number 5, First Illusion, uses its speed to win it and pays $15.40. Owned by Laureles Racing Incorporated, trained by Agustin Becerra, and ridden to victory today by Emiciel Jaramillo. Race number 5, 6 furlongs. These are claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 3 races. Jockey change in the 4, make the rider Carlos Olivero. The weight is 122 pounds.
And they're off. Rock All Day is rolling early. Bluegrass Lady also out quickly from the outside. Picadissa down at the rail with the Starship Tabby alongside. 3 wide, that's Hissy Fit. It's a break of 3 lengths to Tartalita, who's up at the outside. Street Princess now moves on through in the Treader Fee into Sugar. The long shot is at the back with less than a half-mile left to run. They move out of the far turn, and it's Bluegrass Lady, who has a short lead from Rock All Day. The opening quarter was 22-4. Starship Tabby is a third. Picadissa is a there been a fourth, just a 3.5 lengths off the lead. Hissy Fit moving to her outside. It's now 4 lengths further back to Street Princess, who's 2 clear of Tartalita. The Treader Fee and Sugar still far back as they approach the top of the stretch. Rock All Day is there at the inside doing battle with Bluegrass Lady. Swinging 3 wide, that's Starship Tabby with Picadissa riding the rail fourth. The half-mile 45-4. They move into the final 8th here. It's Rock All Day, a 2.5 length lead. Starship Tabby is second. Picadissa's up the inside late. It's Rock All Day. Rock All Day will get it done here. Rock All Day will win. Picadissa saved ground late to be second. Starship Tabby was third. A photo for fourth between Hissy Fit and Bluegrass Lady.
Number 3, Rock All Day wins wire to wire, pays $20 even, owned by Hillcrest Farms, trained by Rodolfo Garcia, and ridden to victory today by Josie Gomez. We'll take a short break. We'll be back for race number 6 in just a couple of moments.
Our day begins early, preparing for the task ahead, focused on a single goal. Then it's showtime, ready to face another challenge. And while victory may be uncertain, you can always bet on us to be at our very best.
Welcome back. The 6th race, 5.5 furlongs. These are maiden claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. Full field of 11 runners going to the post.
They are at the post, and they're off. Out in the center of the track, Poda fires up early, and Poda's outside. That is Awesome Missy. Those two moving together. Miss Regal Light now making her presence felt out at the inside. My Aunt Lily is in the 4-wide scramble as they move towards that far turn. Golden Ride, the favorite, had to steady briefly, but is now advancing up on the outside of 3 wide. Lady Greatness is in the 6th spot, but she has 6.5 to make up. The opening quarter, 22-4. Around that far turn, Poda has a short lead from Miss Regal Light with Golden Ride. Now advancing up on the outside to take on those two. It's 4 lengths further back to Awesome Missy, who begins to flatten out. Lady Greatness to her outside. My Aunt Lily begins to fade. They approach the top of the stretch, and Golden Ride, the favorite, cruises up to challenge Poda, and it's Golden Ride who's looking to take over out of the center. Poda fighting back though at the inside, and these two are going to slug it out here in the final 16th. Poda's at the inside. Golden Ride trying to wear down. Miss Regal Light is a third. Poda would not be denied. Golden Ride finished in second. Miss Regal Light third, and My Aunt Lily held fourth from Lady Greatness.
Number 7, Poda, crosses the wire first, but is disqualified and placed second for that interference in the stretch. Put up the first was number 2, Golden Ride, pays $3.20, owned by R.A. Hill Stable and George Weaver, trained by George Weaver, and ridden to victory today by Eddie Castro. The 7th race, 1 mile on the turf. These are maiden fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. Scratch the 2, La Canela, the 5, Lassie's Landing, and number 10, Publicist.
And they're off. Yes, Mongolia broke sharply dead at the inside. Emerald Pond is moving up, but in between horses, I'm a Lucky Girl. Well Blessed, the first-time starter, came out in mid-pack. She's floating wide right now from 5th. Metalita de Oro moving up the inside with Vanishing Lady, the trailer in the turn that is more than a legend. And up top, Yes, Mongolia. A short lead, I'm a Lucky Girl, is now up to engage. Those two together through an opening split of 23-3. They're currently 3 lengths clear of Emerald Pond. Metalita de Oro races in the 4th spot, 2 further back to Well Blessed. It's an additional break of 3 lengths now to Vanishing Lady. And the trailer More Than a Legend as they are midway up the backstretch with a half-mile left to run. And I'm a Lucky Girl. Now a neck in front of Yes, Mongolia. Emerald Pond is edging closer in the 3rd spot. Still 2 lengths further back to Metalita de Oro. The first-time starter, Well Blessed, had to steady a bit there as they move on to the turn. They're past the half and 47-1. I'm a Lucky Girl has taken over control. Emerald Pond now moving closer up on the outside. Yes, Mongolia needs to pick it up dead at the inside from 3rd. Well Blessed moves to her outside. It's a break of 3 lengths to Vanishing Lady, who saves ground into 5th. They turn for home, and it's Emerald Pond on the outside looking to move past I'm a Lucky Girl. Yes, Mongolia starting to re-rally. Well Blessed being asked down the center in 4th. Deep stretch now. Emerald Pond is still there. It's Emerald Pond and Eddie Castro who will win it. Tight photo there for place. Well Blessed was on the outside. Yes, Mongolia in between horses, and Vanishing Lady to our inside. I'm a Lucky Girl was 5th.
Number 6, Emerald Pond, wins it for Ona Paul Pampa Jr., trained by Chad Brown and ridden to victory today by Eddie Castro. Another win for him. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back for race number 8.
OBS April, the 2-year-old source of 153 stakes horses with 108 stakes wins since January 1st, 2015, including Breeders' Cup winner Stephanie's Kitten, Grade 1 turf star Gabriel Charles, and Grade 1 winning sprinter Wild Dude. Over 1,200 juveniles have been cataloged for the OBS Spring Sale, April 19th through 22nd. The undertax shows will span 6 days, beginning April 11th. OBS, we measure success by performance.
Welcome back. The 8th race, 1 mile and 1/16th on the turf. An allowance optional claimer, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. Scratch the 10, scratch the 11, scratch number 13, the main track only. Blinkers off the 12, Pretty and Sweet.
And they're off. Indigita broke very quickly out of the center, Dark and Winding Road. Now moves on through in between horses. Sweet Victory is dead at the inside. So it's Dark and Winding Road who is moving up to take over the early lead. Indigita is on the outside in a 2nd. Sweet Victory, well spotted early on from 3rd. Up on the outside into 4th, that is a Wealth Creation around the Smartly Agree. His Neville is at the inside there through an opening split of 25-3. Pretty and Sweet is wide of the course. Hold Me Down is to her inside. The 2 trailers are West LA Girl and a Fleet Mary. A tight pack as they straighten out up the backstretch. Dark and Winding Road looking to go down the road here. Indigita is a length and a half further back in a 2nd, just off the pace. Sweet Victory there in a 3rd. Wealth Creation is racing wide at the 4th spot. Pretty and Sweet is up to a 5th. Neville Lee in heavy traffic there, a 6th as they're past the half, just 51 seconds. So the fillies make their way to the far turn. West LA Girl is bottled up. Hold Me Down in tight traffic as they move on to the far turn now. Dark and Winding Road under attack from Indigita. And those two are shoulder to shoulder with the Sweet Victory beginning to surge up, and she now swings a 3 wide. Wealth Creation is there 4th. West LA Girl saves ground into a 5th. Fleet Mary is racing wide. They turn for home, and it's Indigita out of the center. Sweet Victory, though, the fresh thread is surging up on the outside, and Sweet Victory trying to move past Indigita in the final furlong. Sweet Victory. How sweet it is here. Sweet Victory at 5-1. Indigita finished in a 2nd. West LA Girl was 3rd. Dark and Winding Road 4th. A photo for 5th.
Number 1, Sweet Victory, scores, pays $13 even, owned by Peter Lydell and George Bolton, trained by Todd Pletcher, and that gives jockey Eddie Castro his 3rd victory today. The 9th and final race, 5 furlongs on the turf. These are maiden claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. Scratch the 1, Love Flute. Scratch the 6, My Martina.
And they're off. Dreaming of Viva was out quickly down at the inside and moving up in between horses. That is a First Salute with a pilling miss. Also looking to mix it up early. The long shot is up to engage a First Salute as Dreaming of Viva is now dropped off to a 3rd. Star of the Dial's in between horses from a 4th. Miss Medella's up on the outside 5th. Mock It To Me rides the rail in 6th. Hiram's Mistress now moves up to her outside. Song Memory is next with T-Ticket, and it's far back to the first-time starter, Madre Baeza. The opening quarter was 22 seconds. First Salute will turn first here in the nightcap. Swinging up wide, though, that is Star of the Dial, who begins to find her best stride, and it's Star of the Dial, who is moving up. Also, Dreaming of Viva is dead at the inside. Final furlong, Star of the Dial takes over the lead. Mock It To Me has late run, but it's too late today. Star of the Dial to win it. Mock It To Me was second. A photo for show. Looked like a Dreaming of Eva over First Salute.
Number 7, Star of the Nile, wins the nightcap impressively and pays $14.60, owned by Harvey Clark, trained by Jason Service, and that gives jockey Nick Juarez his 2nd win today. In the pick 5, 5 of 5, $3,335.40, 4 of 5, $32.30. In the Rainbow 6, 6 of 6, $11,342.92. We'll have a carryover on Wednesday of $27,775.57. They nailed the Super High 5 and paid $1,460.70. And that wraps up Sunday's card. Remember, we're dark for live racing on Monday and Tuesday, but we'll be back here on Wednesday with a 9-race card, our first race post, 12:55 p.m. It's going to be a fun spring-summer meet at beautiful Gulfstream Park. Good night and good luck.